Hey guys, it's Amy and I'm back with another haul video. I'm actually going to be doing probably a few less haul videos these days. I'm actually in the process of preparing for a move. So I have to save up a lot of money for moving expenses and I don't know how long it's going to take for me to sell my house and stuff. So in the meantime, I can't really spend a lot of money on records, unfortunately. I will get a few things here and there. There's some things that I've pre-ordered that I'm expecting to come in. And I do have a gift certificate to my favorite record shop that I plan on using, but I think that my haul videos are probably going to sort of slow down quite a bit over the next 6 months. So I still want to be able to do some videos and stuff. So I'm planning on I'm going to try doing one video a week and maybe sort of showing some other parts of my collection, talking about music, reviewing new albums, stuff like that. Because I had been collecting for many years, collecting my whole life, but in earnest, probably 3 years before I even started doing YouTube videos. So I have a lot in my collection that I haven't shown you guys yet. And I think it would be kind of cool to pull it out and do something a little different every week. So that's the plan, but for now I've got a few things that I've picked up over the past few weeks that I wanted to show you guys, so let's get started. One of the first things I got was this Tracy and the Plastics album. This is on Chainsaw Records. Tracy and the Plastics is an electro-pop group out of Olympia, Washington, started in the late 90s. I'm actually not super familiar with a ton of Tracy and the Plastics, but this album specifically has Carrie Brownstein as a guest star on one of the songs. She plays guitar on it. So to continue completing my Carrie Brownstein collection, I had to get this. My record player is down right now. I need to get a new cartridge and needle, so I haven't played any of this stuff yet. But this it's pretty interesting stuff. I have heard some stuff online, and if you don't know Tracy and the Plastics, I'm actually going to play you a small clip of one of the songs off this album right now. It's not going to be the song that Carrie has the guest starring on, because I don't have a copy of that song, but I do have other songs, so I'll play one of those right now.
The city, apocalypse. The city, apocalypse. The city, apocalypse. The city, and not my town.
Tracy and the Plastics, another Pacific Northwest band. And another piece that I got for a few different reasons was this Selector Dub Narcotic double LP. Miranda July is on this, a whole bunch of people actually. You've got Miranda July, you have John Spencer Blues Explosion, Tommy, Old Time Religion, Nikki McClure, Beck, ICU. But the main reason I got this actually was for Tommy. Tommy is a band that was created by Carrie Brownstein and Lois Maffio. And this is the only record, I believe, that has anything recorded by them on it. They really weren't around long. They had a couple of songs, they played a couple of shows. I actually have over in the corner right there, that purple poster down there is actually a show poster for Modest Mouse and Tommy and a couple of other bands. And that's a hard poster to find, but I found a copy in Portland, so I picked that up. But so I mostly picked this up for Miranda July and for Tommy. So I'm gonna play the song Go Sonics by Tommy right now.
See
So I've been picking up a lot of Quasi 7-inches too, which is great. I'm always on the lookout for these, and I actually picked up some in Portland, and one of the ones I picked up was it's actually a 7-inch with Quasi Mars accelerator and space pants. And that one is really interesting because they've got a whole lot of different covers for it. There are, I think, 6 or possibly 7 known covers for this 7-inch release. So I've got, I already had 1 or 2 of them, and I just picked up 2 more, including this one. This one is really cool. It actually has a microchip that is attached to this really kind of delicate band that goes around the folder. Now, I've seen these online before, but they're almost always missing the microchip because it's just glued on there, and I'm sure that that is something that gets torn off very easily. But it's in this folder, which is really cool. And that that's my cat playing with a ball, of course. So then you've got the insert and the vinyl, which is cool. But I really love the cover on this one, and I think it's so cool that I was able to get a copy that had the microchip. It's just a really neat design. It's on like it's cardstock, really different. So very, very cool. This is, you know, this isn't one of the most rare ones. Actually, the version that I got is pretty rare. The one I got in Portland, but that one is just really neat, and it's hard to find with the microchip still attached. And then I got another one, and this one too is on sort of neat cardstock, and it's got this gold design on it, which is really, really neat. On the other side, you can see it too. You have to hold it just so in the light to see it. And again, it's like a little folder, and this one, the insert, is that gold writing again. So had that upside down. Oops. So yeah, he's still playing, and it's the same record. It's the same. As you can see, it's the same labels and everything on the record. So these are in really, really beautiful condition. I'm so happy to get these 2. Yeah, so I still have, I think, 3 or 4 more left to get. 3, I think, to get to complete my collection of this specific 7-inch. But it's just so cool that they had so many different covers for it. I love it. So I was happy to grab those. And I got, this is a Quasi Tour 7-inch. So this is something that they pressed themselves. They took care of this one. This is not on a label. It's really shiny and glossy. But yeah, so I have actually a tour CD from Quasi, and now I've got their Tour 7-inch too. So that's cool. I was glad to get that one. And then this one is it's a double with Quasi on one side and Bug Skull on the other. And this one's pretty cool. I like the center labels on this, pretty nice. So I got that one. There are a ton of Quasi 7-inches out there, so I'm still always on the lookout for them, and trying to pick them up. And something that is Quasi related that I was very happy to get. I think I talked before. I've shown you guys the Motorgoat cassette tape that I got. Motorgoat was created by Sam Coombs and Janet Weiss. It's like pre-Quasi, except the sound is completely different. Still very experimental, but a much harder, heavier sound. And I was really happy to find the cassette because it's really hard to find Motorgoat stuff. It wasn't, you know, it was something that they kind of like put out a little bit by themselves, and they recorded it in their dining room. It was a very lo-fi project, and but there is a 7-inch. Actually, there's 2 versions of it, but I managed to get my hands on one. This is a little bag one. Yeah, I'm so excited to get this in my collection. It is a much different sound than regular Quasi, but that's okay. It's really cool, and I'm so excited to have this because Janet is by far my favorite drummer in the world, and I just love her music. And it's also on this really cool kind of deep purplish red piece of wax. So this came out in 1993 on Red Rover Records. I'm still looking for the other copy, but they're hard to find, so I'm not sure when I'll ever be able to get my hands on another one. But I'm super thrilled to have this one. So I'm gonna play you a little clip of Little Bhagwan right now. Okay, so that was Motorgoat. As you can hear, it's a little harder sound than Quasi, but very cool. Super excited to get this one. All right, now this is something kind of cool. When I go every year. I try to go every year. I didn't make it last year, to something called the Holiday Rock Show in Kingston, Ontario, and it's put on by Sarah Harmer and Luther Wright. And they were both formerly, they're solo musicians in their own right, but they started together with Weeping Tile back in the 90s. Weeping Tile is my favorite Canadian band. Love them so much, and what they do is they put on this great fundraising concert. They come together, and not always, they didn't last year, but they usually will play a Weeping Tile set together, which is fantastic for Weeping Tile fans because they've been gone since the 90s. So. But while I was there a couple of years ago, there was this kind of really interesting act that came out. This is this girl going by the name Lederhosen Lucille, or Lucille, as she says. But it's sort of this sort of character that Krista Muir made up. She has this wig with the braids, this blonde wig with the braids, and she wears lederhosen, and she's got this great like 80s keyboard and sort of drum machine, and she just makes some crazy music on it. Really fun, really out there. So after that, she actually, during the concert, she gave out, she had a dance contest, and she gave the winner a whole pack with like a bunch of different stuff, like 7 inches and CDs and things like that. And so immediately I was like, well, I have to get some of these 7 inches. And I found that they're really hard to get, and they're very rare. They don't really show up much. So I had them on my want list for a long time, but didn't ever think I'd get one. And luckily, I was able to get this 7-inch, which is Apricotta. And this is Semi-Sweet on the back. It's on Hypo Records. Love the color of this vinyl. Very cool. This stuff is crazy. All right, she's nuts, but really just kind of out there and fun. Sort of in a, I guess you could say maybe sort of it's comedic, so it's kind of in like a Weird Al vein, sort of, but not totally. But it's it's hard to get these, so I was happy to get a copy actually from a record store in Montreal. So I'm gonna play you a little bit of Lederhosen Lucille right now, so you can kind of hear what this sounds like.
Walking down the street, I was looking for someone to meet and greet. I didn't know what to do, and I looked down on my little bitty wrist. There was a lump, it was a jumping, and I didn't really know what it was. So
to go. Happy to get this in my collection, and I hope I can find some more stuff of hers later down the line, because it's really cool, and I hope she will put out some more music as this character pretty soon. So grab this one. And then something I was so happy to get. I've been following the career of Frally Hines for years and years and years. I mean, a very long time. She actually she was married to Ben Folds, and I think she had a little bit of stuff that she did on the Ben Folds albums back in the day, but she started her solo career, and I just loved her music. I totally fell in love with it. And she put out a couple of records, and then she joined with Rain Phoenix, who is Joaquin and River Phoenix's sister, who's a great musician, and they formed this band called Venus and the Moon. They'd been sort of, teasing music and doing some stuff together for a while, and they were putting out a 7-inch, and right about that time they were actually making their first, they were having their first show on the East Coast in New York. So I took time off from work and went down to see them. Put on a great show. It was at Rockwood Hall. It was just a tiny little stage, barely a stage, and just a few seats, and it was really a great intimate concert. Really loved them. They didn't have any other 7-inches at the time, so I didn't get my hands on one, and they didn't have them for sale on their site, and the record label that put them out, Manimal, didn't have them for sale on their site, and I was thinking I was never going to be able to get my hands on a copy. And then they were talking about how they were recording a full-length album, and I was wondering when I was ever going to be able to get that. And then all of a sudden I went on the website, and lo and behold, I could buy the album, I could buy the 7-inch, I could buy the tape, I could buy everything. So I bought everything, because I love these guys so much. So the first thing is this 7-inch, which I have been waiting for 2 years, and I finally got my hands on it. So really beautiful music. This is Hungry Ghost with Albatross, and Albatross actually has Rufus Wainwright as a guest on the song, along with Chris Stills. So very happy to get this. And then their full-length album is it doesn't actually have these songs, so it's completely separate. Their full-length album is Brother Sun, which is gorgeous. It's just a 6-song. It's kind of more, I suppose, like an EP than a full LP. But yeah, I'm so happy to get this. So happy, in fact, that I ended up buying it on cassette as well, because I kind of couldn't pass it up. So yeah, I don't want to miss out on anything Venus and the Moon, and I hope these guys continue to record and put out great music. I'm actually going to play you a clip of Hungry Ghost from their 7-inch right now.
There's no turning back, I've seen the ships coming. No more lost at sea, I found my place again. This will be the last thought, I will let you in. I hope you take it as a final offering.
Okay, so Butts is actually a band that is Rachel Ratner, who's currently in Wimps, along with Shannon Perry. And these are just really fun, like, comical punk songs on these 2 albums. So, and they're on Gorgonzola Records. I had been looking for a while for the tapes, and then actually realized that I could just buy them right from the record company. So I ended up getting these 2. And they're just a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna play you a little clip off of their first tape, their initial tape. So. kind of fun. Great, just really fun comical punk. Love it. So I ended up getting these on tape because I couldn't get it on vinyl, so I figured I would go with the tape route and get the digital files as well. So I've got these. And then actually something that sort of ties into a video I watched the other day in the VC, and that was another fat bearded man talking about vinyl. He actually was talking about CD singles and how he's trying to get rid of them because they just take up room in his house. And they do, and I can understand that. And it's interesting because I actually collect CD singles, but only for a couple of artists. And one of those is Sleater-Kinney. I collect their CD singles specifically from the UK because they're a little bit different. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And also for like Sarah Harmer and Weeping Tile and some more obscure Canadian ones. So I actually just got these in the mail recently. This is the Sarah Harmer one. This is Week in State CD single. So I picked this one up. Actually, when I bought it online, I did not realize that this giant sticker was going to be covering it. But I'm going to use a little Goo Gone on that and see if I can get it off without destroying it. So I got this one. I have a few different singles by Sarah, and including like a pre-release sort of her first album, You Were Here, that was done with like a hand-drawn cover and everything. So so I collect some of her singles. So I got this one, and then I got the Sleater-Kinney one. This is the UK version of Quarter to Three and Burn Don't Freeze. And what's cool about these, and it's not for all of them, but it's a clear CD, which is why I wanted to get these. So pretty neat. I believe that the Little Babies 7-inch is also clear. And these are on Matador. So because they're kind of different, I'd like them for my Sleater-Kinney collection. And a couple of them actually have slightly alternate versions and stuff on them. Not all of them. This one doesn't, but yeah, so another CD single. I thankfully don't have a ton, so they're not taking up a lot of space in my house, but my mom actually just informed me she was doing some cleaning out of some of my stuff that is, still at my parents' house. I'm almost 40 years old, but I still have junk at my parents' house. Yeah, it's not great. She found actually a full tape cassette holder full of singles. Some really good stuff in there too. So so maybe I'll show that to you guys when I pick it up this weekend. But anyway, so those are the things that I picked up recently. Just wanted to give you guys a quick show and let you know what I found. And I'm gonna be just doing some different videos. I'm gonna try to do one a week and sort of pinpoint like a day that I'll always upload a video. So that I can keep things going even when I'm not spending a lot of money on records. So anyway, until then, take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.